Hi, welcome to week 6 discussion board on Thomas Jefferson. I'm Jessica Kennedy. Thomas Jefferson was not only our third president, but he was also the main author of the Declaration of Independence. He is also the author of the Virginia Statutes on Religious Freedom, as well as many other documents. He was also the founder of the University of Virginia. He served his country for over 5 decades as a political officer, plantation owner, businessman, philosopher, historian, architect, and advocate for exploration, especially with Lewis and Clark. And this is just a brief discussion of his legacy and contributions to our country. Thank you.
Born April 13, 1743, at Shadwell, Virginia, he was the son of Peter Jefferson, a surveyor, and Jane Randolph Jefferson. Jefferson was taught basic lessons as well as outdoor sportsmanship. He attended the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, where he studied law. It was during his college years that he met Patrick Henry. Jefferson was admitted to the bar in 1767 and practiced law for several years. In 1772, Jefferson married widow Martha Wells Skelton on New Year's Day. They had 6 children, but only 2 girls survived to adulthood. Jefferson served in local government as a magistrate, county lieutenant, and member of the House of Burgess for the next several years. During this time, he wrote a summary view of the rights of British America. When England heard of this, they added Jefferson's name to a growing list of Americans they considered dangerous. In 1776, as member of the Continental Congress, he was chosen to draft the Declaration of Independence. Influenced heavily by John Locke's ideas, Jefferson's writing showed great emphasis on equality of man and the rights of citizens. One of his quotes states that the God who gave us life gave us liberty. Between 1776 and 1779, Jefferson worked harder than any other time in his life. He had numerous legislative goals he wanted to achieve. During this time, he also wrote the Statute of Virginia for Religious Freedom, which is the forerunner for the First Amendment protection for religious freedom. Thomas Jefferson served as the second governor of Virginia, holding the office for 2 terms, and after which he returned to his home at Monticello in 1781. At the end of the Revolutionary War in 1783, he moved to Poplar Forest and wrote Notes on the State of Virginia that detailed the many aspects of the state of Virginia, and it was the foreshadow of many later constitutions, starting with the U.S. Constitution in 1787. Following Benjamin Franklin as the Minister of France in 1785, he witnessed the start of the French Revolution with the storming of the Bastille. Later, he assisted his friend Marquis de Lafayette with the writing of the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizens. In 1790, he became the first Secretary of State under George Washington, where his opposition to pro-British policies put him at odds with men like Alexander Hamilton. In 1796, he became vice president after losing to John Adams by 3 electoral votes. 4 years later, in 1801, he defeated Adams and became the 3rd president of the United States. Perhaps the most notable achievements of his first term were the purchase of the Louisiana Territory in 1803 and his support of Lewis and Clark expedition. In 1809, he returned to Monticello, where he would spend the rest of his life. During this time, he did his last act of public service by founding the University of Virginia. He led the way for the charter, secured its location, designed its buildings, planned curriculum, and served as the first rector. Jefferson died on July 4, 1826, oddly just hours before his friend John Adams died, and the 15th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence.